going on YouTube? This is not the Kanye West 315, obviously. He's a friend of mine that I met at Locals, and he's actually going to let me upload a video on his channel today. And shout out to you, man. Thank you a lot for that. I really appreciate it. First of all, my name is Striveforpride. That is my channel's name. My real name is Alan. Basically, what my channel is about, I usually do top tier deck profiles, and I innovate them constantly to make them better. Obviously, we have a new format coming up, so I do want to have a lot of talk about certain cards people don't really look at, and certain decks and how to make them better, and just side deck cards, things like that. I'm not going to go ahead and say I'm the best channel there is. I just started Yu-Gi-Tubing honestly maybe 2 months ago, but I know what it takes to be a Yu-Gi-Tuber. I understand what it is. I've been playing this game since it came out. I've seen everyone's videos for years and years and years. I've always been watching Yu-Gi-Tubers back since Paz Joker was actually doing his stuff, and MCO40, he had his JD stack, and that was like the craziest stuff ever. So I've been around for a long time. I do feel like I know what I'm talking about. So thank you for letting me do this video on your channel, man. And so what I'm gonna do is actually a deck profile on Rabbit. It's gonna be for the up and coming format. I think it's really good, and I really just want to show you guys the build. And if you like the content, you like how I make decks and things like that, go over to my channel. Hopefully there'll be a link over here somewhere, or maybe down there, and you guys can sub to me. And if you don't like this video, guys, don't thumbs it down, because you gotta remember, this is not my channel. This is the Kanye West 315 channel, and he always has good content, and there's no reason for you to thumbs this video down if you don't like it, because then his channel is gonna have bad feedback, and we don't want that. We love this guy. So without further ado, let me show you guys the deck. First, obviously, we're going to be playing 2 rabbits, because it's only at 2. My other rabbit is actually with a friend right now. I do have it, so I'm not going to be, bullshitting anything. But yeah, 2 rabbit, because you have to play it. And then, obviously, you're still playing your 3 vanillas, Sabersaurus, and 3 Caboozles, whatever you want to call them, Caboozles. So yeah, there's that. That's standard. And now, what I like to play now, since we're missing a tour guide and we are missing a rabbit, I like playing card D because it does net you a +1. And even if they do Valor this, you rather than Valor a card D than your rabbit, you would want your rabbit play to go off. The only bad thing about card D is it really kind of can be a dead draw late game. You want to draw this early game, so you can, if they do Valor, at least you have hand advantage, or, you have back row set. Late game, if you need a top deck something, it's not going to be a card D, I promise you that. But, for now, I do like it. Even when it gets Valored, I still like it. It shows that my opponent has wasted one of his most likely 2 Valors, because now people are only usually maining 2 Valors in this up-and-coming format. It might go back up to 3, depending on if the new archetypes are good or not, but right now, I see people only maining 2 Valors, and 2 card Ds in this deck is working out really good. So, I like it a lot. And like I was saying, I'm only playing 2 Valors also. Right now for the meta, Tour Guide is at 2, Rabbit's at 2, Red MD is at 1, Insectors are gone, like no one's going to even play it. So, 3 Valors right now, from what you can see for the up-and-coming meta, is not necessary, so I'm only going to play 2. Alright, so obviously we're playing the Tour Guide new engine, I guess you would say. So it's going to be 2 tour guides, a tour bus, and a Sangan. To be completely honest, I have not tested Night Assailant out yet. I know what the card does, and I think personally, when I try Night Assailant, I'm going to like it better than Tour Bus. So you can try Tour Bus if you want. The good thing about Tour Bus is that you can bounce back one of your vanillas to make your rabbit in hand live, or you can just bounce back a rabbit or another target for Tour Guide, or you can bounce a light or dark attribute monster in your opponent's graveyard to make sure he doesn't get that chaos play off if he has one in hand and you know it, or he's trying to set up for it. So there is a good and bad side to that card, to Tour Bus, because if you do draw it, it sucks. You don't want to draw a Tour Bus. I mean, everyone should know that. But Night Assailant is a little different, because if you draw a Night Assailant, it's actually not a bad card. It's kind of like a Snowman Eater. So I haven't tried Night Assailant. When I do, I think I'm going to switch it. But for now, it's a Tour Bus, and obviously the Sangan. So that's that. Now, I am maining 2 Thunder Kings. I did not get this idea for myself. I'm not going to lie about that. However, I did want to main 1 from the beginning, but I was watching a video from Slim X Team Symmetry, and he mained 2. And he made a good point that, you know, a lot of decks right now, especially Dark World, are going to be heavily played with big monsters. And big monsters are not something you want to deal with, and Thunder King shuts down a lot of decks. Especially since Tour Guide is at 2, you're going to see a lot of people probably maining dualities, and Tour Guide shuts down duality too, and a lot of searchers, so, you know, Tour Guide is just a very good main deck card this format, I think. Another good main deck card, Snowmaneer at 2, also an idea I took from Slimex Team Symmetry. This card is broken out the ass this format, because, like I said, there's going to be every deck is a lot slow paced now, and I don't know, I can see a lot of decks running big monsters, Grapha, Heroes. This is really good against Heroes. Plenty of people are going to be playing Rabbit. You're going to have run into a lot of mirror matches. And, you know, Snowmaneer is just overall a really, really, really good card. And it's also level 3, so, you know, since you're missing that Tour Guide target, they ability your Tour Guide, you flip this, pop something, and overlay for whatever you need. So I'm liking Snowmaneer a lot. Another card, Grandmole this is just a really good card in Rabbit. I have always, like, okay, let me explain this. I've never played Rabbit before, but I know people who have played it, and I've played around with the deck from my friends, and I would always put a Grand Mole in. I love Grand Mole. This is one of my favorite cards. It gets over Zenmains and a lot of like annoying ass monsters you can't get over. Grand Mole is a really good card, and I suggest everyone play it. And then obviously you play Gorse, because Gorse saves your ass. Okay, so that's for the monsters. Spells, I am playing 2 Forbidden Lance. I'm not playing 3 Lances because I'm not playing Guaibas. I was going to play Guaibas, but like I said, the format's going to have a lot of big monsters around with Graphas, Heroes, and Rabbit, and whatever else there is going to be. But Lance at 3 is just not needed in this deck. I think it might clog a little bit. And unless you're playing 3 Guaiba, you really don't need to play more than 2. So yeah, there's 2 Lance. Then from pretty much these are all the staples: Avarice, Book, Reborn, Dark Hole, Heavy Storm, and then triple MST because you got to make sure your rabbits can go off. So the traps are pretty much standard too. You play the Solemn Brigade. Solemn Brigade is important. And then I'm playing only 1 Torrential because I feel that since you're missing a rabbit, like even if you weren't missing a rabbit, you really don't want to blow your field up too much with playing this deck, in my opinion. Like, I don't know, you really need your monsters to overlay to make your Lagia or Doka, and blowing your field up when it's not necessary is not a good idea, obviously. And most players, if you're good, you should know when to use this card. When people overextend and blow them up, you really shouldn't need more than 1 of these cards. Same goes for Mirror Force. I'm maining 2 Bottomless because, like I said, big monsters running around this format. I can see it already. Dark World's being one of the really good decks. Just Bottomless all the Graphas. And then Deep Prison's always been one of my favorite cards. I main this card in pretty much every deck I play. It's just a really good card. And then I play 2 Compulse. Compulse is also a really good Alto Exceeds that, you know, say once per turn you can negate the effect of it be destroyed. Well, this doesn't destroy, it puts it back in your hand, so, you know, Compulse is a really good way around Zenmains. Everyone is going to have Zenmains now, whether you get the money first or not, because it comes out in a tin. So this is a really good answer for everyone who plays Zenmains in a bad way. And, you know, so yeah, that's pretty much the build for the main deck, guys. Obviously, it's going to change over time. The meta is not stable yet. So I have made a side deck, but keep in mind it's not 100% yet. So side deck, we're going to be playing 1 Kaiku. Kaiku is just really good for any chaos-based deck, so it's in there, and you play Lances to get over things. Next up is Banisher. Banisher is also there for the chaos decks that annoy the shit out of you. It was really good against dragons, but I don't know if you're going to see a lot of dragons in play anymore, but Fossil Dyna is good for the mirror match, dragons, heroes. It's good for pretty much any deck. I'm thinking about maining 2, but I'm not too sure yet. However, I am citing 2 Reapers. Reaper is just broke as shit right now. There's no words for it. Reaper's always been one of my favorite cards. Next is Level Limit Area B. I really don't know about this card anymore. This card was strictly for dragons when I used to play it. Now that Red MD is at 1, Future Fusion is gone, although Future Fusion is not that big of a factor. But the fact that Red MD is at 1, I don't know if people are really going to be playing dragons a lot. This card is obsolete against heroes now because they exceed like a mother. So, I don't know. This card is bound to come out if people don't play dragons. Next is Double Soul Taker because this card is still really good. Heroes are busted. Double Soul Taker for the Shinings. Even the ability to target is also still very good. I like this card a lot. WD Fissure for any Chaos deck. This might come out because I made macros anyway. One Mind Control for the Mirror Match, which you will be running into a lot. Double macro, like I said again, for those Chaos decks. Especially Light Swarm might make a comeback. You never know. And Death Tornado. Extra deck is standard. It's just obviously it's 2 Lagia, 2 Dolka. There should be 2 Leviators, I just don't have the other one right now. Zen Mains, Leviathan, Tempo, Giga Brilliant, Utopia, and Utopia Ray, which I also don't have right now. Maestro, Photon, and Gemini Pro, and Crush card. So yeah. The only other card I really wanted to talk about was Gold Sark. This card is really good in Rabbit. I took it out for now, just to see how I play without it. It plays fine with or without it. You just have to build a deck to your liking, because there's a lot of builds I want to try for this deck right now. The good thing about this card is if you draw a Torghast in this, you can make first turn Lagia and Leviator. So I mean, you banish your Rabbit and you summon Torghast and get the Rabbit back. So there's very strong plays you can do with it, but also it could be a dead draw late game. But yeah, nonetheless, guys, if you like this video, thumbs it up. If you don't like it, don't thumbs it down. Thumbs up the video, guys. Check out my channel if you like it. If you don't like the video, don't dislike it, because Kanye West 315 doesn't deserve dislikes on his channel. But yeah, guys, I hope you like the video, and don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and check the channel out down below. Peace.